Hey guys, Dante here, and it's time for another video. Hey, so it's time for another update on the Paludarium. I didn't get a chance to do it last week because I was busy with a test and a project and all this stuff for school. Plus it was Mother's Day yesterday, so didn't have time to do that either. But I have time right now, so I thought, why not do it? So without further ado, let's get into it. So here's the Paludarium. As you see, I moved the globe and stuff from the right side of the tank, left side of the tank to the right, and I moved my succulents over to there. I recently got a new one, as you can see at the very end. That is my jade plant. Really nice plant. And yeah. But that's enough about my succulents. Let me get into what's been going on in the tank. So, stuff has been growing from the compost like crazy. I should have mentioned this beforehand, but sometimes seeds from other plants fall into my sister's compost bin, and that's because the bins are right against our fence that's by the woods. And so a lot of the plant seeds fall in, and the compost fertilizes them, and they grow like crazy. And now I have a bunch of different plants growing in here as well. As you can see, as you can remember, I have grass growing in here. This one here is actually growing seeds now, so I may have a lawn in here in no time. Hopefully the moss keeps them at bay. The sprouts are still growing. More and more pop up every day. Sorry guys, it's a little warm in my room at the moment, so I'm a little out of breath. But yeah. My wandering Jew plants have been doing excellent. If you noticed, they have grown a tiny bit, and new leaves are developing out of the top there. And even this one right here, as you can see, has flowered a few times. I've been trying to get it on a day that it does flower, but no such luck. Excuse me. Yeah, the moss has been doing okay, I guess. It's been hard to keep it watered since it doesn't do well in tap water, but it seems to be doing fine thanks to the water here. Since it's been here for a few weeks, the additives in it have kind of dissolved and disappeared. So the moss is holding on thanks to that. And in fact, spreading. I've noticed on the rocks over here, hang on, can I see right there? I'm trying to get my finger. Stupid. There. See that rock right there? See that? Those specks of green on it? That's moss. Moss has been spreading to all of these rocks. I've noticed it on that white one right there, that one, of course, the one I just showed you. And that makes me super excited. I was worried that this wild moss wouldn't take, and now I know it is. hopefully it will spread up the water falling onto the other side too. Because that moss is not doing as well as over here. For obvious reasons, Pothos is shading it. But what can you do? What else? What else? Oh yeah, I added some Java Fern to the tank. See, right there. This is just a bit of an experiment to see if the Java Fern will take to this level of water and will thrive in colder temperatures. Because I really want to keep this a cold water tank, but if I end up getting like a betta fish or some sort of fish, excuse me again, I'll have to get a heater. I kind of don't want to do that, but you know, you have to do what you have to do. What else? There's one last thing I want to tell you. Oh yeah, speaking of putting stuff in here, I've noticed recently since early last week that there have been all sorts of insects and stuff popping up in the substrate, both crawling on top through the moss and underneath in the layer. I don't think you can see any at the moment. It's hard to spot them sometimes. But yeah, I've seen so many different insects and other arthropods crawling through, which makes me so happy because now I know, now this tank is like bioactive. It has a whole assortment of microbial creatures that are eating away mold and mildew and all sorts of nasty stuff that's going to form in the soil. So I am super hyped about that. Now I don't have to buy like springtails or isopods because I already have isopods and other creatures like crawling around in here. It's a shame I can't find any to show you, but I can tell you what I've seen up till now. As I said, there have been isopods in here. I've seen millipedes in here. I've seen mites crawling around on the surface and in the soil. And I think I even saw like a baby earthworm as well. Oh, and a beetle. I don't know where that beetle's gone, but I've definitely seen a beetle in here. And that's like super great. I'm so glad I did this. And I'm so glad I have all these little creepy crawlies that are just popping up and keeping the soil healthy. And I'm glad you guys are sticking around to see this tank develop. Now that I know that everything is like flourishing, I have to make the decision of like what's going to go in here. I really want a fish of some kind to inhabit the water, but I can't really find anything that I will be happy with in there except a betta. And that would mean I need to get a heater. I was also thinking of cloud minnows, like white cloud minnows, but those guys are always sold as like feeders. It's hard for me to find a place that isn't selling them as feeders, and because of that, I'm worried that I'll get a lot that will die due to parasites. Also, the water isn't well oxygenated. That's because of the slow current, and the fact there's no bubbler in there, there's just no point in it because, well, I could add a bubbler in there, but because I have an air pump, you can see it in my tank over there that I do have an air pump that runs to that tank, and it's a double valve one, so I could. The thing is, if I do, it's just going to be too strong, and the whole tank's going to be just covered in bubbles, and I don't want that. So I'm going to keep it like this. Keep it cold water, and just look for a fish that can chill in this slow current tank that can like primarily breathe air, which again brings me to the whole beta thing. I don't know, what do you guys think? Put in the comments whether I should get a beta or not, or cloud minnows or not, or something. I'm planning on getting stuff for the tank in like the next 2 months. So June and July are my deadlines to get something, and this is just because I start school again in August, and I don't want any distractions about getting something. So if you guys can help me, that would be great. And now I am done. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. Bye. Oh, and hit the bell icon. Needed to mention that. Bye.